today, very glad to have Hanwen from Zilliqa, Michael from Stellar, Elias from Neo, and also Deadlock from EOSio from EOS. Yes. So why don't we get started with just a very quick one-line description of the blockchain which you represent.
Okay. Hi everyone, I'm Hanwen from Zilliqa, and I'm the developer advocate at Zilliqa. So the question is to describe the blockchain in one sentence. It's never easy to do so. So let's say that Zilliqa is a scalable smart contract platform that attempts to tackle all the trilemma at once. So the trilemma such as decentralization, scalability, and security. So we did a more seasoned approach to doing it by sacrificing a bit of each to achieve most of it at a certain extent.
Sure. I'm from Stellar. My name is Michael. I work for technical architecture in partnership in Stellar. I was a developer. And Stellar is the largest public payment protocol on blockchain. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Elias. I'm from Neo. I co-founded the community here in Singapore. Basically, Neo is what people know as a platform for smart contracts, facilitating a smart economy.
Hello, my name is Deadlock from EOSio SG. I'm the CTO of EOSio SG, and I want to describe EOS as its name, Enterprise Operating System. So it's more like operating system.
Great. Okay. Very cool overview. Now, just to get to know you guys a bit personally as well, can you share a bit more about your role and how did you first, learn about your project and how do you get into it? Like, what attracted you to it?
Oh, about my own project?
Yeah. I mean, about Zilliqa, yeah.
Okay, so my current role is that I'm supposed to increase the adoption by developers across the world, and also handles the grant program, the incubator program. So currently I'm sort of a fund manager, but also the technical side of things, I handle all the milestones and deliverables. As for why I chose to join this company is because of the research focus. Most of the people here in this company has quite a good research academic background, and I tend to want to join them because I want to pick their brains. Yeah, that's my joining story.
Cool. So early last year, I was still working for Facebook as an engineer in partnership. Even before that, I was a software engineer in Facebook. And then I met with Jed McKillop, who founded Ripple, who founded Stellar, who founded Mt. Gox a long time ago, and who also founded eDonkey when I was still a kid. So he done a bunch of things, and he talked to me. I think this is a really cool guy. So I joined Stellar. Right now, I am doing technical architecturing for some of the Stellar projects in the ecosystem. We also provide paid solutions for consulting, for Stellar blockchain consulting. Also do trainings, also do attend talks, and help clients sometimes I'll even help the clients do fundraising. Yeah. A lot of things.
I see. Very general.
Well, I started off as an investor, and that went quite well for me when Neo and some of the other blockchains were low in price. And when I entered in, I met some people from Neo, some of the people who built Neo, and they're a group of developers called the City of Zion. And I started working on a project with them, and I have ever since I've been holding and hosting the Neo Singapore events where the Neo leadership team would come into Singapore and give the community updates. We are a growing community of about 1,000 over members in our Neo Singapore community at this point.
Last time I heard, when I get interested in blockchain, I heard CryptoKitty. So the CryptoKitty is a decentralized contract running on Ethereum, but I look at all the code is only 2K lines and it's immutable. So I'm starting getting interested why it's so hot. Then I'm starting to look at Ethereum. Then after that, I found out it's very slow. So I get interested into a new project called EOS. Then I found out it's two features is very impressed me. One is it's free, and second one is very fast. So that's how I get into it. I more interested in the technology behind it, and I want to know more about it. So that's how I get into it.
I see. Well, we can start the next question from you, since you're on that topic already. So, I mean, we want to get to meat of it, right? On like why people should build on EOS. I see you're already very quickly getting into it, you know, where it's like it is fast and free. So would you like to share a bit more about what's special about EOS, and maybe also a bit more about the philosophy? Because I know you're going to get into a lot of details in the presentation. We also want to answer at a conceptual level.
Okay, so the philosophy, I think there's two topics. One is for the blockchain topic, the other is for the DApp topic. So I start from the blockchain topic, the philosophy. So EOS philosophy, I think is most major one is depots. So it's delegated proof of stake. It's like a group of people, they have voting powers, they vote some delegated people to represent them and to produce block. So that's the philosophy behind the blockchain. And for the DApp, the idea is like the name, it's an operating system designed for business and the price. So every DApp is running just like an app on the operating system. It will use CPU, it will use net, it will use RAM, so it's everything, the resources in this system is just like an operating system. So later I may share the details of the internal resources. So why people need to build on it is because the user is very active, and the ecosystem is building very fast, and there are a lot of chances. Things is not only just one chain, it's chain clusters. So it has a bright future, and it's really fast.
Sounds exciting.
Well, in regards to NEO, we are the first blockchain project in China, and we're also the largest as well. In terms of the philosophy behind NEO, we are all about the smart economy, about smart assets, about smart identity, and smart contracts. And currently, we are the second largest built upon blockchain protocol. And in terms of the philosophy behind the consensus, what the founders have chosen is a DFBT, which is a delegated Byzantine fault tolerance, which a little bit similar to EOS, where delegates are democratically voted in by the community, and these delegates will then process transactions. In terms of the transaction speed, NEO is about 1,000 transactions per second, and we'll be scaling to about, we are hoping to scale to 100,000 transactions per second by 2020.
Right. So also very fast, and I see similarities in the democratic process.
Yeah, so Stellar is a payment protocol. It is focusing, the number one focus of Stellar is payments. So when we designed Stellar, we wanted to be the infrastructure, financial infrastructure to serve the underbank. At that time, there's Bitcoin, there's a bunch of other coins which you never heard of. There's no EOS, there's no Ethereum, so it's very early stage. So 4 or 5 years ago, we started, Jet started Ripple and then left. We have been focusing on remittances for a long time. And then after that, we have a DEX to facilitate token issuance and token exchanges on chain. So everything we do is decentralized, in a decentralized manner, and we never really worked with any banks before until very recently. It's different from Ripple, where it's very hard to get into the Ripple network. We decided to do a public chain instead, so that SMBs are easier to use a payment protocol to do settlement. So that's what we focus on for the past 4 years. In the future, we are going to focus on mobile wallets, payments, remittances, and cross-border asset settlement. And eventually we want to build a payment protocol where you don't really see the product itself. It becomes the protocol behind all the payment settlement. So that's our plan. Yeah.
Right. So it sounds similar to Ripple, but like you said, easier to access and focus on it as a payments protocol. That's a similar part.
Yeah, and also a public chain. Yeah.
Yes, and having your own public chain.
Yeah.
Hi. Whereas for Zilliqa, wise, our consensus mechanism is PBFT, but the way we shard each of the nodes into different shards makes it so that we could retain something which is the initial vision, I guess, for Bitcoin, which is one CPU, one vote. So in our network system, you can opt in or opt out anytime you want, and you'll be doing the validation process. So you just need to run your CPU, and along with a bunch of GPUs to enter the network. Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems like it still also retains a kind of democratic mindset, like one CPU, one vote. So we were also trying to get this kind of very fair philosophy.
Yes, you can say that.
Yeah. Sounds good. So, I mean, great. We heard about like the ideals, we heard of the introduction. Now, how real is it, right? Can we already start building on it? So can we just share some of like the progress right now, the current focus, and then where we're going in the future? So can we already start using some of these things?
Yes, definitely. So our mainnet launches at the end of January, which is 31st Jan. And once the mainnet has launched, you go through a bootstrap process where we gained enough hash rate in order to protect the network. Then you go into the phase where transactions is allowed. And then you can start building your dApps. And by then, well, we expect all our different languages SDK, such as Java, CHash, and all your Ruby, JavaScript, all these SDKs to be done. So you could build with whichever language that you wish to build on. And we also have a smart contract language that is ready for release right now. The difference between that smart contract language and, like say, Solidity is that it's a functional programming. And it also has certain security features that's built into it so that you don't have to face things like re-entrancy problems that you frequently face on other smart contracts platforms. And yeah, that's about it. So look forward to all the releases that we are going to do at the end of this month.
All right.
Could you repeat that question?
Yes. So we heard you say just now that you're going to focus on wallets and trying to be the payment protocol for all payments as well. So maybe we also share a bit about, I know Stellar has been around for some time now, that how the readiness of it and the maturity of it and where you're going towards the future.
Got it. So Stellar have a on-chain decentralized exchange where the matchings, the orders all happens in on-chain, settles on like inside the block. So that's the difference from some of the previous projects. So because of that, we decided to move to the direction where token issuance, like asset insurance and asset exchange, happens in a decentralized manner. So we launched a decentralized exchange last year called StellarX.com. That's kind of the so far the best exchange on Stellar network, and this is this is strategic for the ecosystem because if people launch an ICO on Stellar, the token is tradable in day one. And then we provide market liquidity for that. And because we have that, we also have the capability to do settlements for different currencies. So next step, we are still studying how feasible it is to use blockchain to do settlement. Just like how banks do settlements, like Visa, MasterCard, how they work with banks to do settlement. So we, as a blockchain company, we can do similar things on blockchain at cheaper cost, at faster speed. So we believe this is a direction that generally the ecosystem, the money is moving from banks to mobile wallets right now. That's the trend. So we believe there's a lot of things we can do there.
Great, and I believe I've read that you have many anchors throughout the world as well in different kind of currencies, which I can share a little bit more about that.
Yeah, as of today, we have a few anchors in Philippines, Europe, Africa. These are some of the biggest anchors. like today, there is actual volumes coming from Europe to Philippines, Europe to Africa. People actually transferring real money through Stellar network. So it's been running for the Europe to Philippine corridor have been running for 2 years. Our distribution channel is through Coins.ph, which is one of the largest mobile wallets in Philippines. They recently just acquired by Gojek. So in the future, we are gonna work with them more deeply. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Sounds like the relationship with Gojek is also going to develop from here. All right.
Well, with Neo, we are actually seeing a maturation of the smart economy, and that many of the decentralized applications that have been building on Neo are ready to launch their platforms. I mean, we have a lot of protocols around, but there are about 200 decentralized applications doing different things in the smart economy. Like, for example, with Next, we have a decentralized exchange. With Moonlight, we have a decentralized workforce. We have iMusify, which is a decentralized music application for the licensing of music. And we can see the smart economy come together where we actually have many applications who have built on us and who have received funding from us and are actually coming together to form the smart economy that Da Hongfei has envisioned when he founded Neo. The Neo team is also optimizing the consensus algorithm. That's something that they have been working on. Neo is also looking at some form of decentralized storage on the blockchain as well. So there's some new developments that are coming up which will be made clear at the DEF CON in Seattle on the 15th of February. There'll be a DEF CON, and Neo will also be having a game hackathon, game DEF CON in Tokyo in March as well. So there will be some major updates, major partnerships that will be announced then.
All right. So I just wanted to probe a little further because you mentioned like funded by you and also building on you. So I understand actually Neo has this kind of sprawling ecosystem, including Zion and so on as well. So, I mean, I understand that they receive support from different sides, right?
Yeah. So the Neo has a venture capital fund, which is Neo Global Capital, and they have been what we know to be the best performing crypto fund in China last year in 2018. And Neo Global Capital identify the projects that they deem to be not just bringing incremental change to the blockchain, but in that they are truly disruptive, and then they will invest large ticket amounts in these startup projects. Their investment philosophy has moved from ICOs to more of STOs now, where the focus is a lot more equity focused than utility token focused. So that might be of interest to some of the incubatees in LongHash.
So now the EOS focus is mainly on the improve of the base code. So actually it's already launched last year June. So now it's running more than half a year now. And because I mentioned that EOS is more like the operating system. So the operating system, there's the kernel, which is the engine of the whole system, and there will be the app building around it. So now the main focus is still improve the TPS. Now the TPS is, we have pushed to 4K. So it's 4,000 transactions per second, so it's quite high. And now, and this is just one chain. So the next future improvement is that we will build multiple chains running concurrently, and these chains can communicate with each other. So that's how they target million transactions per second. And also, this is not just by the funding block one, so it's also the community effort. There's a lot of block producers, they join together and launch different side chains to support the main chain. So there's just I believe that it's like multi-processing. It's like multi-chain clustering. Yeah.
It sounds very interesting. So now I would like to make it zoom in on like the one example so that it's more easily relatable, right? So I understand, you just mentioned like thousands of DPS, and Elias mentioned also like funding and from New Global Capital and so on. We talk about anchors which are available, and of course Zilliqa preparing for the launch as well. So can we zoom in on like one particular DApp that's built on you guys, and perhaps hopefully is one that is representative of your focus, right? So for example, maybe you are very focused on DApps in one particular industry, so that might be very clear. And then an example from there, what is the journey that they go through when they want to start building on your blockchain?
Okay, I will take Findex as an example. Findex is a project incubated by EOSio SG, and it's a decentralized exchange running on EOS. So what's the special part of the Findex is that it is completely on-chain. So your order book is on-chain, your transaction is on-chain, the matching is on-chain. So every step of the transaction you can trace, and you can find the order book, you can find the different users and all the records. It's all running on-chain. So we designed this to fit the feature of EOS, because we know that there are several protocols running decentralized exchange on Ethereum, like 0x, Kyber, and Bancor, and Ether Delta. What their main focus is that they take the computation cost off-chain to reduce the cost, because there's a gas fee. So this is a huge difference when they design this system. So when we design Findex, we know that EOS is free. So we stake to get some CPU, then we can free use of them. So why not we take this feature and implement our own chain, since it's also very fast. So we set up the prototype, we tested it, we validated it, then we already released it, it's already launched, and it works pretty good. So also the other feature is that Findex is not like entry point of the exchange. It can be integrated into different platforms, like into the games. We want the game to have their own exchange to exchange their tokens. So that's two major feature of the DEX. Yeah.
So when you say that we've built it, we've released it, are you saying that the community, yours, such as like yourself or people from Block1 or other people in the development community, actually help this project, move it forward and help them build some of the features? Is that what you're saying?
From the beginning, it's incubated by EOSio SG, so we built that. But now it's more like a community project, so there's more people are involved in it, and it's already launched on different side chains. So it's become a community project.
I see.
Okay, I won't talk about DEX since there have been a lot of DEXs mentioned. We do have a DEX coming out with Neo. We do have Switch.io, and we also have Nex, which will be a off-chain, on-chain decentralized cryptographic trading platform. But I'll give a smart economy example of a project that I deem to be truly in line with the smart economy objective. It's a project that I've been working on together with two members of the City of Zion, a few members of the City of Zion who built the NEP5 token standard and also were a major contributor to the primary consensus algorithm of the Neo blockchain as well, which is Moonlight. So Moonlight is a smart economy workforce platform that aims to add to the workforce and HR element of the smart economy, and in that future employers will not have to worry about the integrity of what's on another person's resume, where work is actually completed on the blockchain platform and published to the blockchain, and their skills are then rated on the blockchain and are also published to the blockchain. So in the future, where employers look at that which has been done on the blockchain, they don't have to worry about somebody lying about what their experience is, because whatever work they've done has already been published to the blockchain, and the blockchain truly is used as a decentralized immutable ledger for storage, where work and your skill level has been rated and published there and immutable. So that is one example of the blockchain that I personally have not seen before. until Moonlight came into existence. So that is an example of one of our platforms that are being built, and we're going to be releasing in about 1-2 months' time. The product's almost ready.
Great. So when you said that a few developers from the city of Zion actually join you, is that typical practice where whenever a project is started, then like developers from that community will actually come and support? No,
this is a project that is done by the city of, by half of the city of Zion, in an initiative to, so half of the city of Zion went to build Nex, which was the Neon exchange, which is a spin-off from the famous Neon wallet, and then the other half of the city of Zion went to do Moonlight, to focus on the workforce.
Great. And so it sounds that the projects you want to focus on, or you want to attract, are those that will become components of the smart economy.
Yes. Yes, these are all components of the smart economy that will come together and form the smart economy system, ecosystem.
Great.
Talking about the apps, there is one project that we are currently incubating, also invested in. It's called Lightnet. Lightnet is they have different parts. One of the tokens is called Velo. One of the tokens is called Every. They also have a like Black Apple Foundation, which provide liquidity. So basically, it's a joint effort between Stellar and the CP Group in Thailand. CP Group, if you don't know, CP Group is the largest enterprise in Thailand with close to 100 billion in assets. They have the family. It's a family business, but the family member that we work with is the one who controls the telecommunications, the banks, and some entertainment businesses in Thailand and Cambodia. Not just in Thailand, Cambodia, Indonesia. So this project is to provide financial services, blockchain services to serve the underbanked population, specifically for microloans, credit score systems, payments, and a lot of people in Thailand don't even have a banking account, so opening accounts for people who are not able to do so, and making payments. The reason why we do this partnership with CP Group is because they controls a lot of merchants' resources, MPOS, 7-Elevens. They have more than 10,000 7-Elevens in Thailand, and in total they have roughly 200,000 branches in the Southeast Asia region, including 7-Eleven, including all the merchants and cash in and cash out points and ATM machines. So that's gonna be beneficial to Stellar's ecosystem, and also we provide them with technical, architecture and technical resources to build this whole thing. It's a really large project. It takes years to complete. Yeah, but right now the project is close to 100 people already, and the product is launching the remittances protocol in Q1, like the real transaction between Cambodia immigrant workers and Thailand entertainment business, and Cambodia Thailand entertainment business, and also some airtime, like telecom business. So that remittances flow is going to be running in Q1. And then the final MVP is going to be ready by end of this year. So that's the project that I spent a lot of time on today.
So it sounds like once you get a partnership with one of these enterprises, then a lot of other projects can come out of it, right? So it's like working with these kind of enterprises to develop new projects. Is that the general direction that Stellar is going for?
Yeah, we do believe that Stellar public chain have been running for so many years. It has proven to be secure, proven to be suitable for asset exchanges and payments. So the next step, we are really going to the more traditional businesses and find out where we can, revolutionize the traditional banking settlement side of things. So CP Group, they have so many resources and they are so eager to work with us. We do find that finding real-world application use cases is the next step for us, and we believe this is the next step for any blockchain. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so for us, just a brief introduction is to what most blockchain does is to scale the trust factor. So for example, let's say if you have a group of 7 people that you are trusted to for validating transactions and things, they could censor it if 4 persons out of 7 wants to censor it. And so what we do is that in a public blockchain settings, you have 20,000 nodes, and all 20,000 people, you're trusting them. That's why it's trustless. So applications should be built towards should be built only when they need that requirement, censorship resistance. And at our POC, we did, I guess our flagship product would be probably with the POC with MyShare. And MyShare is an advertising company that handles most of your advertising dissemination that you know of right now. Everything that's online is all done by MyShare. And so what we want to do in this MyShare project called Project Proton is to explore solutions that can address the industry's challenges, such as how do you scale the trust factor for whether this this group of companies are validating what users are actually viewing a certain advertisement. So in such cases, other companies can join into this network directly instead of joining a conglomerate of different people or trusted individuals, and just use the network as trustedly as possible.
Yeah. So I see the focus on the high throughput or like high volume kind of applications, and I understand that since Zilliqa, there's some challenges in, for example, learning the language and so on. I suppose that there's dedicated support from Zilliqa's side as well to help them achieve this.
You mean the new language that we're providing?
Yeah, I mean for Mindshare, for example, like
yes.
How did they bring? What's the experience on building on Zilliqa?
So right now we work very closely with them technically. So we have a developer who's working with them right now for this POC project, and I think we're expecting to launch in mid-Feb for the POC MVP. Yeah.
Great, and also sounds like the focus is more on enterprises as well.
Yeah, most of the times that when we launch these kinds of applications, you still have to think of some revenue models. So it won't cut it if your funding is limited.